So I mentioned earlier I was a kitchen manager at a place called Bombay Bicycle Club in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Well, it was towards the end of the night, and we were sweeping and mopping the line. Mm-hmm. And one of the cooks was coming by, and he slipped and fell, and he tried to catch himself on the fryer. Well, his whole arm fell into the fryer grease.
Oh, no.
He came out, put his hand on to try to get the grease off.
No.
The skin came off of his arm all the way down to his wrist and was hanging like that.
And you saw it?
It's the worst thing I ever saw. I've never seen anything that gruesome.
Like you saw inside arm?
It was terrible.
Oh. What's up, Camden County? You are catching episode 87 of the Getting in Your Business podcast. I'm your host, Allison Shores from the Camden County Chamber of Commerce. This Getting in Your Business podcast is made possible by our Chairman Circle sponsors, Georgia's Own Credit Union, Lockheed, Comcast, Georgia Power Company, Sparklight, Plug Power, St. Mary's DDA, TDS Telecom, and Ameris Bank. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Okay, guys, we have a lot to talk about today. I'm so excited. A lot of you may know Chris Awad in downtown St. Mary's. He has got a lot of businesses that we all know and love. I mean, from Magic Market to Riverwalk Pizzeria to Southern Riverwalk to the newest one, which is St. Mary's Harbor. And he also has Locals Dockside. And I'm super excited because today I have their executive chef, Chad from Locals Dockside, and we are going to talk all things locals today. And I'm so excited because, guys, you know, Chris is very involved in our community as much as he gives back to sports teams, to schools, to pretty much anything I kind of bother and ask him about. But they're just great people, and so I'm just super excited to sit down and talk about one of the restaurants that he has really transformed and taken over and just done a really great job with. And you're part of the reason that it's good as well. And so I want to talk all the food, all the things about Locals Dockside. So I'm super excited. So Chad, thank you for joining me today.
Absolutely.
I don't know that I've ever talked to an executive chef before.
No.
So I'm super excited about this. So now how long, I know you have, when we were talking about, you know, your experience, you have so much experience in the chef world. So I want to let you touch on that a little bit because it's super impressive. So go.
Right. Well, I guess I started back in 98.
98, okay.
Yeah, I moved to Jacksonville. I was a kitchen manager for a place called Bombay Bicycle Club.
Okay.
Has nothing to do with bicycles. It's actually, it was a restaurant and bar, and I worked there for a little while. Moved on to Tallahassee, where I worked at a place called University Center Club. It was inside Florida State University. Mm-hmm. That's where I had all my formal training. Executive chef Aaron Cox there taught me most of what I know as far as, being a chef. And he was really my role model at a young age. So I was there for several years. From there, I moved down to Miami. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Clevelander. It's a big hotel down in South Beach in Miami.
Okay.
I was a sous chef there for a while. And then I guess it was sometime around 2010, 2011, moved to Destin, Florida, where I worked at the Sandestin Beach and Golf Resort.
Oh, wow.
A few restaurants there. And then moved back to Brunswick to be close to family. That's kind of why I'm in this area now. From Brunswick, moved back to Brunswick, met my fiance who lived here in Camden, and then that's how I migrated this way.
So we've got to thank your fiance for you being here.
Correct.
Well, that's awesome. Now, how long have you been with Chris at Locals?
I started last February. So last February, I did the Valentine's menu and started that day.
Ooh.
So it'll be this 14th of February will be my 1 year.
That is crazy. That's like a busy day.
It's the busiest day. I mean, I would say Mother's Day and Valentine's Day in the restaurant business are the two busiest days. Father's Day is close, not quite as much as Mother's Day.
We still expect him to grill. It's fine
right.
on Father's Day. All right. So you've been there for a year. For anybody that has not been down to Locals, it was formerly Lang's.
Right.
And so now Chris bought it. Chris has has Locals Dockside there. For anybody that hasn't been in there since he's taken it over, what would you say is like the vibe or the feel of the restaurant?
I mean, it's laid back. When you come in there, you've got waterfront views, marsh views, a long dock that leads out. You see the boat side of the dock. But it's also upscale as far as the food goes. So you're not walking into a fine dining place. You're walking into kind of like casual coastal, but the food is awesome. So
it feels like it's fine dining as far as food-wise.
Food-wise, when you get your plate, you're going to be like, but you're comfortable. Right?
I love that. Loud. Yeah, that's important.
Right.
But it's one of the only restaurants with the view.
I believe we are the only waterfront restaurant in Camden.
So it is like The views out there are
St. Mary's Harbor, you're across the street, so you can also see
Yeah.
the water from there.
Yeah.
That's also a good spot.
It is. It is. Wow. So let's talk about some of this food that you're making.
Okay.
What kind of, first of all, what can we expect on the menu?
I mean, there's a lot of things with Cajun flair there. But I'm all over the place. Like for lunchtime, I've got Bayou Blaze tacos. I've got jambalaya, terrebonne parish grouper, which is funny. They're and I don't know if you guys are familiar with Louisiana, but they have like parishes instead of counties, basically. I had a buddy from Terrebonne Parish, and he showed me the way he battered his grouper there, and that's kind of where I learned the recipe from. So I call it Terrebonne Parish grouper. That's one of my lunch specials.
Okay.
For dinner, I've got a penne alla vodka, which is something people from up north like a lot. It's basically like a tomato sauce, but it's a vodka. You start with shallots, tomato-based vodka, cook that down, add cream, Parmesan, then a little bit of water from your pasta that you're boiling for the penne, and to kind of thin it out some, and it's delicious. And then I also do jacked up jambalaya for dinner. And that's
jacked up jambalaya. What does that mean?
So I blacken triggerfish and put it on top of the jambalaya with jalapeno cheddar hush puppies and fried cabbage, which I fry with bacon and onions.
Fried cabbage?
Right. So
you just blew my mind. I've never even heard of that before.
All right. So what I do is I take cabbage, I chop it up, I hit it in the deep fryer for probably 30 seconds. All right. Then I throw it on the flat top with julienne onions and raw bacon, and cook it all together. A little bit of Worcestershire sauce.
Listen, that word.
Right. Salt, pepper, garlic. I made a hint of soy sauce, put it all together, and that's fried cabbage. It's delicious.
I bet.
Right.
Holy
And it goes good with jambalaya.
Okay. And that's jacked up jambalaya.
Mm-hmm. Now, it has the fish on it, basically. That's the difference between the lunch and the dinner.
Okay.
I add the fish to the jambalaya, but the jambalaya in general has andouille sausage, chicken, fresh shrimp. It's really good. I do it from scratch. Everything in the kitchen's from scratch.
Okay, that's what I was going to touch on, from scratch. I don't think people realize how remarkable that is.
Right. So we don't buy anything any pre-done, frozen. I mean, everything, the macaroni and cheese, the mashed potatoes, the brown gravy, the marsala, because I do a chicken marsala.
So your order list from Cisco is just ingredients.
Ingredients, right. Right. We don't have any kind of pre-made anything.
I love this.
Right.
You make everything. So, okay. So when we talk about that, my restaurant experience is with more of a corporate chain type deal. But in that, I had to learn the kitchen in the back of the house. But there was always somebody for every job.
Sure.
Well, you are that person for every.
Right. So all the sauces I do, pretty much everything that's in the mornings I make Alfredo. I make that every day, which is just real simple. It's heavy cream and garlic and Parmesan the way it should be.
I love how you say it's just really simple.
It's just the basic classic Alfredo.
But it's really good. It's not out of a jar.
Oh no, it's just delicious.
You're making it, and
well, heavy cream's delicious anyway. Then you add cheese to it. I mean, you can't go wrong.
I mean, you
garlic,
can all kinds of things with heavy cream, but yeah. So you make everything every day.
Every day.
So nothing's reheated and all the things.
Marinara would be one. There's a few things marinara I find is always better the second and third day.
Agreed.
So I'll cook marinara all day long. You know what I mean? I'll leave it on the stove all day and then refrigerate that. And I'll serve that for a few days because I think really it does get better as it sits.
Oh, yeah. The flavors in it.
So brown gravy every other day. So there's some things, but only if I feel like they're going to be better as they sit. Not because of not wanting to make it fresh. They're early in the morning every day. So.
But that's really impressive that y'all make everything from scratch. I don't know if people know that. So that's very, that's impressive and that's cool.
Right.
Now, you're one of the only restaurants, if not the only one, that serves the certified Angus beef.
Right. So we
do have some beef on the menu.
Listen, our steaks I think they're the best in town. I really do. I mean, the cuts of meat. So whenever they cut these at Buckhead Beef, we have an inspector that comes by. They have to put their initials on the box. They take pictures of the person cutting the steaks, so I can see exactly who cut our steaks, what they look like, when they were packaged, everything.
What?
So it's very, the quality control is ridiculous for
I
our
love
steaks.
that, though.
Right.
Is that something you get from Cisco?
It is. It is. And the marbling on the ribeyes, if it's not perfect, I'll kick the case. I send it back. So I check it every single steak that comes in. I check it. Make sure our beef is right.
Now, what about burgers? Do you have burgers on the menu?
We do, and they're also from the same place. They're from Buckhead, and they're also certified Angus beef. And it's not exactly the same. Because they're not cutting the burger.
Right. Yeah.
But they're delicious. They're really, really good.
Wow, I did not know this. So, what about shrimp on the menu? What kind of shrimp things we got?
I mean, we've got fried, blackened, grilled. You've got shrimp and grits. Gosh, there's so much. And that's one of our biggest sellers is the shrimp. Peel and eat shrimp is a great one. So
Oh, yeah.
all of that shrimp I get from City Market in Brunswick. So it's caught between the Cumberland Sound and the Satilla River. And that's all of our peel and eat shrimp is from that. So
Okay.
the local fish market.
Okay.
And we also have what we call catch of the day. So I get fresh fish every week.
Wait, so you get every week you get fresh fish?
Or twice a week, actually. So right now we have wahoo. I'm going to have mahi coming in from Costa Rica. And then I've got grouper from Apalachicola. And that'll be here tomorrow morning.
Okay.
So that'll be for this weekend.
So you've got like options, and you also have your like catch of the day or fish of the day or
Right.
special of the day, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
That's
So, and then-
cool.
So Wednesdays, we have all you can eat shrimp. My most popular day is Friday. So for lunch, I do grouper finger Friday.
Grouper finger
Grouper
Friday.
finger Friday. Yeah, it's
I
like chicken
love
finger,
it.
but it's grouper. And then I make a special sauce. So it's similar, it's almost a cross between like a tartar sauce and a remoulade, but it's really, really good for dipping. I like dip oyster, shrimp, whatever, but people love it for the grouper fingers. And I serve that with garlic Parmesan fries, which that I just basically French fries. And then while they're hot, there's some Parmesan on them, salt, pepper, garlic, toss them. And then the grouper fingers with the special sauce, and people love that. It's really good.
Now, what would you say is Chris's favorite that you make there? If you had to just guess.
He likes tacos. Like last time he came in to eat a special, I made a taco trio. So I did, what did I do? It was a shrimp taco, a swordfish taco, and a steak taco or something like that. It was a
Stop
taco
it.
trio, and he came and got that. And then his wife got the fettuccine Alfredo, and they both cleaned their plates. So that was the last experience I had with him.
So I love that. So you have tacos on the menu, or
Right.
did you just make those for him?
I do specials, but I do have tacos on the menu. I have Bayou Blaze tacos.
Y'all have everything.
A little bit of it. I try to touch all over the place, you know?
Yeah.
So with chicken marsala, penne alla vodka, jambalaya.
But it's like also representative of kind of where you've been and
Correct.
different places that you've learned to cook their cuisine. And,
Right.
you know, for Camden County, we have people from all over here. Well, we have our Camden County people that have been born
Sure.
and raised, but we have, with the military base here, we have people from all over. So I
Right.
just think that's really cool.
Right.
Now, something else that I noticed about you guys, I went on and looked at some of your Google reviews, and I think it was the very last one said, this woman came, I guess, from Texas or something, and you helped her do like some baby shower. Like,
Sure.
are we doing stuff like that? Like your customer service based on these reviews, like, has been like, it's amazing. So you seem to be going above and beyond. I've even talked to some people around town that you've done special things for and made sure that their experience was amazing. So I kind of want to touch on that a little bit.
Right. Well, I had a lady call from Texas, and she was doing a baby shower for her, I think it was her son. Yeah, her son down here. And this was last weekend. They had like 60 people. And so they wanted part of the
60? 60?
Yeah, 60.
Okay.
So they wanted the part of the restaurant blocked off. So I did a
Mm-hmm.
Zoom with her. I showed her the space. I created a menu. I did fettuccine Alfredo with chicken. I did blackened sugarfish with asparagus and a salad. Then I did my jambalaya. She wanted that with the jalapeno cheddar hush puppies and the
Yeah.
fried cabbage. So yeah, and she really enjoyed that. That was a good one.
So people can reach out and you'll help them figure out, like,
Right,
even if you don't live here.
Yeah, no, I'll do the menu. I'll show you the space. I never say no to a customer. If you come to me and you want something, I'm going to make it happen for you for sure. I've got a guy.
Love
I'm
that.
good friends. Well, I'm good friends with this guy. His wife's birthday is this weekend.
Yeah.
So he came to me and was like, listen, Chad, what can we do as far as, this is her favorite fish and happens to be salmon. So I was
Yeah.
like, don't worry, man. I'll order some fresh salmon. We'll have that this weekend and we'll, take care of it. So I try to look out for everybody that comes to me, put a
Yeah.
personal touch on that.
But it's things like that matter and set you apart. And I think, people just need to know about it, because anybody that hasn't been down there needs to get down there and
Yeah, for
try
sure.
out locals. The fact that you are an executive chef and you bring so much experience to the table, I just love it.
Right.
So I just think it's really cool. Now let's talk about your favorite thing to make on that menu.
Well, we talked about jambalaya. That's definitely my favorite thing to make.
Is your favorite, but I think everybody thinks they can make jambalaya and everybody thinks they can make gumbo, those kinds of things. But there's a science to it. And I would have been one of those people too that thought that, gumbo and jambalaya was supposed to taste a certain way. But my mother-in-law is from Louisiana,
Mhm.
and hers tastes completely different than anything that I would get like just from Georgia randomly. So I want to talk about your process to that.
Well, I mean, there's a right and a wrong way to do something. When it comes to jambalaya, there's really only one way to do it. You take your andouille sausage, you render the fat, you cook it down, remove it from the pan. Now you take your chicken, you throw that in the grease from the jambalaya, you cook that, remove it from the pan. Now you take your trinity, your onions, your peppers, your celery, you throw that in there, you cook that down. Now I'm going to add back my sausage, my chicken, tomatoes. I'm going to put in thyme, oregano, garlic, Worcestershire, all my other little seasonings. I'm going to cook okra, gumbo filet, cook that for a little while. Then I'll add my chicken stock, my rice. After that cooks for probably 15, 20 minutes and the rice is kind of al dente, I'll add my fresh shrimp, put a top on it, and let it sit. And that's the right way to make jambalaya.
But I feel like that is such a process. And for it to be your most favorite, like, is it just taking all these ingredients and making it into this that's so fun? Or it's just you like the process? I
like the process, and I like, I love cooking in general. A lot of it is I don't have to measure things, especially when it comes to like jambalaya. I've done it for so long. I'll take a handful of garlic, a handful of oregano, whatever. What
does it say? They let your ancestors tell you when to stop or whatever it is. It's like, but you have something within you that knows
what. Right, I know what it's supposed to. What it's supposed to be. Right.
That's crazy.
Right.
So every day, like, does an executive chef have to like taste everything?
I taste everything every day. I was joking the other day how I've put on weight since I started there a year ago, because literally every day I'm tasting the mashed potatoes, the macaroni, the brown gravy, the jambalaya, like I get the coleslaw every day, and a lot of times it's 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. I don't want coleslaw. I don't.
Right.
But I've still got to taste. I've got to taste it because I got to make sure it's up to par for the customers for the day. So we open at 11. So.
Wow, man, this has been some good information.
Right.
What have we left out? Is there anything that you wanted to say that I haven't got to rapid fire yet, but I just wanted to see if there was anything else you wanted to mention about locals or about your job there or just anything.
Well, I mean, honestly, the chef that I trained under, he always told me you're only as good as the people you surround yourself with. And that's a big thing. So I can't do anything that I do without the team that I've got, So the guys that work for me and the guys that are surround me and even the servers, the front of the house, they're a big part of all this. I'm a small part. I mean, I make the food and I make sure things are, presented a certain way. But these guys are the ones that are out there cooking it. They're, they're giving it, they're presenting it. They're doing all the legwork there.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, y'all.
Without them,
I will say this, like pretty much every server, bartender, just everything with Chris, everybody there cares. And so in each restaurant, and I wouldn't expect locals to be any different. And it's just so, I don't know, it's like it's a family. It's like a team that y'all are. And I love that aspect of it.
Well, I tell the team, I tell my crew that the most important part of this is that the customer has the best possible experience. So if I say, hey, we need to redrop fried shrimp, whatever I say, don't question it. It doesn't matter. It's all about the customer. It's let's make sure the customer has the best experience. And honestly, without the servers, without the front of the house taking care of that customer, they're not going to have the best experience. So obviously the food has to be on point, but also the front of the house, the service also has to be on point for it to be the total package. Well,
I'll say this: I'm super impressed with your customer service. Even when we were in here earlier before we were recording. I don't know why I can't say my R's today, but before we started, you were taking some text messages and phone calls from customers.
Right, actually.
Taking care of them right there. And I'm like, wow.
So I had a lady, she's from up north, and she asked me, she says, we just can't get fresh shrimp where we're from.
Yeah.
So can I buy some raw shrimp from you? And I'm not advertising this. I don't want to start selling raw shrimp. But she, she asked me if she could buy, a couple pounds. And I was like, sure, I should come on by Saturday.
Yeah.
And I'll take care of you. So I'll get some fresh shrimp from Brunswick and I'll.
But the fact that she has your number, like.
Well, she came in and asked me, and I gave her my cell number.
I know, but you're willing to give that out. Sure. And like a lot of people may not. They don't want to be bothered and all the things. They just want to come in, do their job and leave. And I think it speaks volumes that you're taking it a step further.
Right.
So I think that's awesome. All right, you ready to get into some rapid fire questions?
I mean, sure.
Yeah, you're ready. All right, so tell me your favorite restaurant besides locals in Camden County.
I like Drunken Noodle. I like
I
like the spicy pork belly bowl, the rice bowl. So I usually go in there and I get like some sushi and then the spicy pork belly roll.
Okay, all right, I
don't eat out a ton, but that's where I would go if I was to,
Well, you got to have days off occasionally.
Right. We're closed on Monday and Tuesday. I usually do the truck on
Tuesday,
so Monday. And then my fiance is working. So a lot of times I'll go over there for lunch and
Okay. All right. So tell me it doesn't have to be funniest, but like craziest kitchen mishap.
So I mentioned earlier I was a kitchen manager at a place called Bombay Bicycle Club in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Well, it was towards the end of the night, and we were sweeping and mopping the line. And one of the cooks was coming by, and he slipped and fell, and he tried to catch himself on the fryer. Well, his whole arm fell into the fryer grease.
Oh, no.
He came out, put his hand on his to try to get the grease off.
No.
The skin came off of his arm all the way down to his wrist and was hanging like that.
And you saw it?
It's the worst thing I ever saw. I've never seen anything that gruesome.
Like you saw inside arm?
It was terrible.
Oh.
And so that was the worst thing I ever saw.
The naked arm.
Memorable thing I'll never forget the rest of my life. It's a memory burn.
I bet. Do you ever have nightmares about that?
I don't have nightmares, but I'm always very cautious when I'm near the fryer. So sometimes I think about, let's just...
Listen, people have
no
mishaps.
Grease mats. Keep it dry.
People have mishaps in the kitchen all the time,
Sure. I've lost some fingertips. I have. They grow back, but I've got...
Lots of people have.
Right.
Yeah. When I was in the kitchen, I always burned myself, no matter what. Like
I currently have a few burns. That happens.
Yeah. And it was just a few years ago that they finally went, like the scars finally went away of like, and burned myself.
Right.
Man. All right. So let's see. I guess I already asked you your favorite restaurant. So those are my rapid fire questions. I want to know something else before we wrap up. I want to know if you take reservations.
Absolutely.
Because I got that question a lot from people. They're like, where in Camden County takes reservations? And I'm going to be honest, don't know the answer to all that.
No, a lot of people make reservations. I mean, I actually have a reservation book at the front. When I come in the morning, usually 8 a.m., I look at reservations for the day and see what time everybody is, how many people. We set up tables, make sure it's all, situated. All right.
Okay. So even on big days like your Valentine's Day and Mother's Day, we take reservations. Yeah. Definitely take reservations.
I've probably already got 70, 80 reservations for Valentine's Day.
I love this. Oh.
So definitely, if you want to come on Valentine's Day, call, make a reservation.
Yeah.
We will have walk-ins. I will have the full menu. I'm also doing a special menu though. So I'll have the menu.
Okay. Right. All right. Well, thank you so much. I want you to tell people where you guys are located, and your hours of operation.
So we're at 307 West St. Mary Street, and we're open from Wednesday through Saturday from 11 to 9, and on Sunday from 11 to 8. We're closed on Monday and Tuesday.
So do we have like a brunch thing that we have going on?
We don't, but I can tell you that St. Mary's Harbor, they do breakfast every day. They just started breakfast.
Breakfast
and
at St.
they've
Mary's
got some really good stuff there. And also Southern Riverwalk. That's a great place to go for brunch. You get your mimosas, you get a good breakfast. I know all the guys over there. They do a really good job, really great food. Chris is over there a lot, so I would definitely recommend there for breakfast.
Awesome. Man, Chad, this has been so great. I really appreciate you taking the time because I know you're super busy, and you do have a very important job. So I am I'm very thankful that you agreed to come in and talk about Locals Dockside.
Sure. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. All right, guys, you have caught episode 87 of the Get in Your Business podcast. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and make your reservation for Locals Dockside.